Hey, what's up? I was just calculating something. The distance from the Earth to the Sun, okay, is almost like doing this. This is the basic distance. How did I measure it? I measured it from 1 to 10. I don't want to count all the zeros for nothing. I just reduced it from 1 to 10. How big was the Earth difference from the Sun? How big it was and what it can actually block out. Do you see the extra cigarette pack on the top and on the bottom? Okay, the Sun goes 3/4 around the Earth. Since we're not really rotating on one side, that leaves us with the darkened night. Almost like roasting a chicken on an angle, or a pork. Turn it like this and just keep turning this over and over and over again. I mean, it's simple. Mark Rodin shows it. The roads go on a slant. But yet, when you really take a look at it, I just drove home and it was directly east. Well, one was directly east. One is the highways, which are evens and odds. 15 is even. 13 is even. But when we go down another highway, let's say 44, that's even, and that's on an angle slant between Missouri and Oklahoma, Texas, down to the 40 through Amarillo. If the sun was real, why are we seeing the big real sun behind it? Because the sun ain't real. And I'm insane, because that's what everybody says. So that's okay. You don't have to write me back a note that I'm crazy, insane, and I don't think straight. No, I'm not looking to think down your road. Otherwise, there's nothing new on the highway. I'm looking to create my own road, go off-road. Instead of online, I'll go offline. When you draw a line or put water between a pipe, it's offline inside the pipe. The lining is the online. Tic-tac-toe, all the lines are online. Everything else is offline because it's going to take something to get online. This is how the zero starts, basically on this angle. That's zero. But now we're going to extend the lines. Remember about the lines. Okay, you want to know why we have to remember the lines? Because lions have lines. They're the circle of life. Every single animal with lines, okay, with lines, have told a story already. Like a check mark or a dot on a cougar. But when you have no lines, it seems to be a little bit different. A little bit more ferocious, a little bit more protective maybe. But look, here's this and here's this. Right away, a line up and a line down. I put a D and a P. Deputy Prime Minister. 4 and 16, total of 20. The 1-6 is the one spirit of the 6th angle, which is a secondary spirit, because it's in the 10 group. 1-6 puts this one in the 10 group. So now this is the 10 group. She owns us as K. 10 and 1 is 11. K11 is 911. Do you know why? This is the corner of visiting jail, 11. But next to it is the 11th roll on the dice. This is the 9th roll on the dice. This is the 9th roll on the dice. It's a 10 position. 19 is the moon. 91 is the set of cards, set of a season. 1 times 0, saying I'm in this group. What am I putting in 0? Well, we'll finish it off, and we're going to go the number system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then in between here and here is 2, 5, and 8. And in between here and here is 4, 5, and 6. That's the cross of Christ. That's your telephone. Don't forget, it's all in games people play. Your telephone, how your telephone works. How you can cross over from 1 all the way to 5. Well, 1 to 5 is a distance of 4. Even though there's one key, it's a main key. It's the same key. You understand? So right away we know on the ace card, now we know on the ace card, okay, is always the dot in the center. So we put everything around it. We cross off the circle now. You see where the circle got boxed in? We got 9 lives of the cat. Here was the circle of life boxed in by the dog pound. This center over here counts for 25 years. 0.25, 0.025, it doesn't matter. The total is 7. And we already have the decimal point, so we know what we're talking about. Just like pi should be 3.4, 0. That's it. This is what pi is all about. 3.4 and 4.3 equals 77 to 2 worlds. You want to bring it into the 10 worlds? Pi will tell you a story by each letter in the alphabet in games people play. Imagine I get 1. I got A, I got the Mediterranean, I'm still sitting on go because you can't get 1 until you have 2 dice. So this is the center. On the A, it's in the center, it says A is 1. But on your telephone, that's 5. So right away, the 0 equals 1 plus 5 equals 6. So automatically the center, it says 60 because it took from 2 opportunities to make it. The 0 is the value of the next number added to it. If you want to go between here and here and here and here, the average is 1.5. So the 60 becomes 90. The 90 becomes 135. Now there's no more zeros. This equals 9. You're in this angle over here, which is the birth angle, 135 degrees. And then you go in this angle here, the birth angle, because you have another square over here. We just keep adding squares and tic-tac-toes all over the place. The number of positions rise and fall, but at the end, 6 plus 6 equals 3. But you're in a different domain. If I say 21, 2 and 1 equals 3, you're in the next cube. So now you have the value over here of 1.5, and now equals 90, which is 9 zeros is 135, and 135 is 270, plus 1, 2, 3 of creation, or 1, 2, 3 of creation, is 273, 39 weeks of a pregnancy, plus the 11 days for everything to connect within before, or like they say, I'm 2 weeks late. Don't forget the expression, the weather. They say it for 2 weeks, but they're always wrong or late because it always comes in their weather, but on different days. They just don't have the days right. I'm going to tell you it's going to snow. It's going to snow in 3 days. By the time you watch this video, 3 days later, it's going to snow. Unless, of course, it's going to rain unless you reach the summertime. But that's what this video is all about what you say and what happens. So that means the 9th today of the 11th month is 9/11. It's also the month of 32. This is connecting day, my friends, to the next side of the moon. Okay, I have to look that up. But anyways, we now have the pregnancy from this. The 135 angle and the 135 angle leaves you 45 and 45, 90 of 360, which is 270. Now what you do is you use this on the football field. Split up 45 yards each, or each at their 15-yard line. 15 and 15 equals 225. That means this area now can be worth as high as 2.25, plus there's this side here that lives. So it happens to be 2.50. 2.5 men go here. 2 men go here. You multiply it by 2. You multiply it by 1. You multiply it by 2. And then if you take a look how it went, it drew the number 3. Now we have 30. Number 30 is creation. 3 times O is 45, times 3 is 135 again. We start all over. 30 is the O. The water jumps in. Either you come out on this side as spirit, or you come out this side, born in the world, and you're speaking and listening to me today. Then the head sprouts out over here. You got the fleur-de-lis. You know what the fleur-de-lis, ever look at the fleur-de-lis? It sort of bothers me. Because the fleur-de-lis, is like holding on to 2 eggs under her belt. But she does this, and this, and this, and this. And now she's holding and supporting. The tail supports it, but the bird does not. Man doesn't fly, he lives on the earth. I saw some saran wrap today, and it was up in the air, and there was a light shining on it. And I looked at it, and I said, oh my God, I can't believe it. It looks like silver. Oh my God. What's in all our, for everything we produce, especially the scraps at the end, I think that our, somehow, I could be wrong, but I think some of our recycling places, the person who's getting the last element is actually getting all of the elements. Then he reduces the element. What is he keeping? What's inside some of this scrap that the last guy who receives it is keeping, that he's making a fortune on? For he's in business forever, and he owns everything that has to do with anything that has to do with. Part of it has to do with wax, silver and wax, nickel and copper, iron and gold. Maybe there's no gold left. You ever think of that? Fort Knox actually being empty because they need the gold to create man. Inside his body is a little bit of gold. Don't know how it works. Could be mixed with the copper, I don't know. Could be in his blood, I don't know. It could be because of what brings the light in and shines through our bones. I still don't know. Don't forget, we're electronically kept alive by the system of air. The air keeps us alive. Without the air, we're all dead. So you think the air is just a natural thing? Like the minute you have to say more than one letter for anything, it ain't natural anymore. And the other thing is, how can you untie the element table according to numbers and names? We have nowhere to start. You see helium. It sounds like helium. They only gave it 2 letters. Did they give it 2 letters first, or did they call it helium first? What was their first reaction? So now you have the word helium, and that's a direct giveaway, because whoever made that up came from the past, and a part of the past went into the future if it was important enough. So we get into the elements, into backgammon, how the boards are, how the Monopoly game is. 12, 12, and 12 is 36 in Monopoly. And you can't do you can do 3 12 in Monopoly, which is a reverse of 1 2 3, but you have to do 4 59s. Why? Because the 5 is the railroad track. Okay, you have to do 5 of them to come back to the original track you started with. By doing 5 59s, it means I'm going from the 5th position to the 9th, to the 5th, to the 9th, to the 5th, to the 9th, to the 5th, to the 9th. 0.059 on your telephone, 59 minutes, 0 seconds. Otherwise, we go the next second. We count whole seconds. There's no more zeros after seconds. So we count the whole 1 position. 1 second. Then we get 5 seconds. That's the second part. Then you get 10 seconds. Then you get, well, it was supposed to be 9 seconds because you're not supposed to touch 10. And then after 9, you're supposed to get 1 second again. But it's upside down. Okay, I can't explain it. Just let me explain to you what I was getting at. 1, 5, 10, and 5 by 5 is 25. 2 nickels go into a dime. The penny is the same size as the dime. The penny's a little smaller than the nickel. We have 41 cents in change, and we have to hit 4 59s. So if we have to hit 4 59s, okay, which is 1 second less than a minute, or 41 cents less than $1. 41 cents less than $1. The Mediterranean times the 5 trains. You start and you stop. B, C, D, E, E. E means I-O. E-I-E-I-O. 4 minutes, 59 seconds is 1 short. Got to change around these numbers. And the minute you put digital inside of anything, right away you know it's an 8. The digitals. You have to go around them again. These were circled in. These are marked out. Inside and outside designs, I put a dot in each, they become the 8. That's the way it works. Then it becomes 8 times 59, which is 480, 472. 472 is Christ of and it's this year. I just received a bill. I went to pay for something, and all the numbers matched for this weekend. Today is 9/11 today. Today is Friday. Usually things shouldn't happen until Thursday. I thought it was going to happen on Tuesday and Thursday. But you know what? Every day's a Friday when it happens. Didn't anybody know that? It's always a Friday when it happens. But the minute you actually see it, it's a Saturday. And then it's a Sunday. Then the weekend's over. Now, I implicated Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but it could have been 1, 2, and 3. I could have been talking about waterworks, Marvin Gardens, and go to jail all in one weekend. Today is the 32, the E and E match. How many days from today before the eggs come to cracking? Raphael 7286. I'm going back on we're going to do a little painting, and I wanted to show you something. This is a bearing. This is the water hole. You want to know the O, E, A, and U? E and A is 6, and U is 21, makes 27. This is in the middle of Rubik's Cube, instead of having the cross. This is the passage to go through. No cross in Rubik's Cube. This thing moves in and out. It's a bearing. You see the bearing? It moves in, it turns out, it turns all the way around like the sun, whatever you want to do, and it also turns around 360 degrees. You see it moving? There's the lock to lock it in. Well, what's happening now is this lock has to be unlocked. In here is a shaft, and inside that shaft is another hole. Within that shaft is another hole. Okay? And by the time it gets to us, we're just left with what we need to go up and down. This is the light hole. The sun you see is not real. You see these ends? After a certain number of time, you still see the division. They're still held together. They're just coming off the machine. Well, this is what's happening to Earth right now. It's coming apart. They're trying to hold it together. They don't have enough workers. They can't keep up. They're running short of silver and gold. Man in his mind, man in his work, man in his money, minding his own business. Another thing I was going to talk about is, I'm going to open this light here, is in French. Tell me it didn't carry on. DIX says 10. Look at the IX says 9. D is the 4th. 1X is 9. It says 49. It says eternal. 41 is the Mediterranean. North America, this is the North Star. It should be on this angle. It should be on the angle so the... No. Yeah, that angle right there. That's what it has to go on. But now you can't tell if it's a Z or an N. Well, that's the way it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to be able to tell. Another thing in French, okay, the French adds up to 37 for 10 in French. But the English add up to 39, exactly perfect. But the French add up to 37. They're in the center. They're the Twin Towers center. But the English are on the right of creation. One who's in control and one who's making it happen. You understand what I'm saying? The center of roulette, the number combinations altogether is 111. Add 16 all the way up to 21. Okay, 16 and 21 is 37. 17 and 20 is 37. 18 and 19 is 37. 20 and 17 are 37. 17 and 20 are 37. 14, 23 are 37. 11, 26 is 37. 8, 29 is 37. And we stop there. 8, 29, 37. And now, 8 plus 39 equals 37. 29 stories was the antenna, if I got that number right. Yeah, I remember right. You see, they couldn't put the antenna any higher. Where's the antenna? 8, the furthest you can go, 8 and 29. Otherwise, you're in 32 red. Black on black. Makes 37 to start. So the antenna is 29. It's not 39 feet, because 39 is the end. They had to put the cone on it, don't forget. The cone, the lights, and everything else. It had to be sitting on a support. So the antenna in the Twin Towers total, actually 139 floors. 139, which represents the 93 highway, which represents any number that I can tell you that's out there. This was 459s. I started here. 1, 2, 3, 4 trains. 1 train, 2 train, 3 train, 4 train, 5 train. Twice I count this. So it counts for 0 and 5, which is 50. Because you came to this train twice. So you came to the same going and coming. Going and coming, going and coming. Making the seasons. Another thing I was going to mark off is in roulette. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8. Those are the numbers. Mark wrote it. 2, 4, 6, 8. At the same time, you can see there's a home plate right here. The numbers are actually 11. 13 is 24. 34, 39. Imagine that. We got 39 again. 39 and 17 is 49, 56. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 and 6 is 11. 41 again. 41 puts us back on go to start all over again. So it goes around. Now, if you want to play this on the other side of the board, I'm going to just put smaller numbers in if I can remember. 19, 20, 20, 20, 20. I'm trying to remember. 17, 26. Okay. 26, 28, 29, and 28, 29, 30. I can't have 30. 28, 29, 28. Oh, 29 is here, right. 29. 26, 29, 26, 29, 11, 29, 26, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. No, I have a mistake in it, so I'm going to stop the video. I don't know why I got to go. This has got to go here. This has got to go here. This has got to go here. This is 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. The next part, if I get this right, 26, 29, on the road, it's 26, which is 8, 28, which is 3, 28, which is 1, 29, which is 2, 30, which is 3, 32, which is 5. This one over here, okay, I'd have to show you the rest of it. Why am I showing you? Okay, I wish I didn't, okay, I wish. Then I'd have to put it on this. See, in every house, there's a house. There's a house here and a house here, here. 1, 2, 1, 2. You see all the diamonds? They're all diamonds. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 on one side, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other side, and 3 levels. You don't see the 3 levels, but this line will create a split, and this line will create a split. There's 3 on this side with 2 in the center is 5. There's 3 on this side with 2 in the center is 5. There's 3 below with 2 covering is 5. There's 3 above with 2 covering is 5. 5, 10, 15, 20. One world. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Now what you have to do is 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to go right in here where all the X's are, and now make a new world. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you come back 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You have 13. This you turn into a bowling game. But if you take a look at them, they're stop signs. They're coronations for 11/11. Today is 11/11. And I know I messed up somewhere, but you know what? That's life, eh? Can't be perfect. Okay, I'll see you soon, right? Going back to painting. Thanks for watching. I don't mean any harm. And it's all in the games people play. If you don't know anything, you're not sure where to start, pick up a game and start asking yourself a question. What does the dice do? I'm going to hold it in my hand. What if I only had one dice? What if I had two dice? What if I played first all alone with nobody else and did whatever I wanted to? How I can defeat myself and beat myself by tricking my own self, but I know all the answers. That's the way you got to play. Pool balls. The 1 is yellow, the 3 is red, the 2 is blue. And in horse racing, too, as the white is white, well, the cue ball is white, but every ball is white in pool. Stripes and solids, well, if it's got a check mark or a dot, I think something's up from the past. The laughing hyena. That's why she don't care no more. Raphael 7286. Thank you. Oh, wait a second. This too. This is also something. Wait a second. This too. Oh my God, look how so perfect. Landed on the moon. I knew he landed on the moon. Hey, look at that. A moon landing. Wait a second. I can put it on my head. Oh, that's another moon. That's about the only moons I know. The sun is not real. My friends, if there's anything coming that's larger that you can see, and it's right next to the sun, they say, but yet it's 10 times the size, and only showing casting a shadow, why do you think this is true? We have an iron curtain outside that they're trying to keep alive. That's why everybody's going poor, because they're spending the money trying to hide the secret. Not only the governments, but the bad ones also. They just don't want to tell us. They're losing to their own game. They're running out of resources themselves. They need us to work, to sign papers, to join groups. Join nothing. Become a friend of, not an associate. You become a friend, hey, what's happening? Our friends are getting together. Good. It's the friends that get together. It's not the associates. It's what you do when you're friends that you associate. Read the last 3 letters. M-O-N, okay, or E-M-O-N says my E-name. Put the M-O-N to the other side where R is, okay, and automatically you have to put a T letter, right? Just like they joined the word here. You see the T letter here where you see an L? It's Riemann. But they make it into real lemon because that's what we see in our life. We put another one of those right here. When we remove this part goes with it here, and it goes Montreal is what it's going to say after. Because that's the prize. Okay, we're going to pick a card. I don't do this very often. I'm going to pick a page rather than a card. Do you see what you see there? How come we don't see that in the sky? Why don't we see that? If the universe is so beautiful and we see all the stuff through telescopes and everything, how come we're not seeing it here? It's so large and so huge, it takes up everything, and we see nothing, almost like we're screened out. Okay, chakra de cœur. It talks about your heart chakra. The angels want that you have confidence and you resent your cœur and be sage. Just relax, man. Take it cool. It tells you to take a big step. Trust yourself in calmness. Don't let this fall. Each time comes your sentiments. Your heart is broken a little bit more. Stay in your heart. And your relation with your heart will become a respect in your emotions. If you are not happy, situate yourself with your heart. Your time. Slow your time down. Slow your time down. Slow your time down. Slow your time down. Talk to yourself and vibrate, meditate, participate in the vibration. Because when you can slow time down, when you can slow time down, you can only go as fast as your mind will take you. If you are in a position where there are blockers in front of you, speed limits that you cannot attain because your mind is faster than you must slow down to catch up and get on. Just like the tires that look like they're not spinning around, but they're spinning faster than yours. It's all about the vibrations of slow